Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. Guys, happy Sunday to you all. This is another video that I'm making from which I'm not gonna make any money. Nevertheless, I see it as my duty as a black man to make these type of videos to try and enlighten my people. And the reason why I don't make money off my most enlightening videos is that I get paid based on how people view it and the length of time they view it. And uplifting, knowledgeable videos like this does not get watched. And ironically, out of my nearly 40,000 subscribers, only 400 are going to watch this video till the end. 400 out of 40,000. That is, on a percentage, that's 1% of my entire viewership. 1%. And you know what the irony of it is? The people who watches it till the end already know what they are watching and could actually and haven't got much to learn from it. It is the people who need it most who will not tune in. But thanks to my top 1%, you are what keeps me actually doing this, because I'll do this for free, make videos like this if I have to. Anyway, as the topic said, why do people of African descent behave like rabid dogs? Yes, and I say it because it's true, and it's only black people who behave that way. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting my people. I love my people, but there are some facts in life that we have to face. Now, the analogy of the rabid dog, I'm going to explain it now and hope you will be able to relate. A rabid dog means a dog that has rabies. Now, most of us will have heard of rabies. We might not know what it is, but we know there is a disease called rabies that affects certain animals, mostly wolves in the United States. Stay with me people, because this is how we're going to drive home the message that I'm trying to pass on this Sunday. Rabies can affect other type of animals too, from grizzly bears to wolverines, otters, and all sort of other animals, even humans. Yes. So while most people use the term rabid dog, it can affect any mostly mammals. I don't think it can affect reptiles. Anyway, let's look at the symptoms of rabies, and let's look at it in the most common animal that it affects, which are canines, mostly wolves and dogs. When a dog has rabies, one of the main symptoms that it has is it doesn't go near water. Rabies affects the brain and the spinal column mostly. It affects the brain in the sense that it tells the brain no go near water at all. So no matter how thirsty the animal is, it shies away from water. But it gets worse. If the animal even forces itself to drink the water just to rehydrate itself, its throat normally goes into spasms and the water simply won't pass its throat. Even if somebody hold down that dog or that wolf or that human and try to drench them, their throat normally clams up. Their brain forces the throat to clam up so the water can't pass. So you die mostly from dehydration, as well as you can die from various other symptoms of the disease. But guess what? Water can cure rabies. Of course, there are vaccines to prevent rabies, yes. But merely drinking copious amounts of water have been known to cure rabies. So here is the catch-22. Water is virtually free because the animal with rabies can just go to the spring, go to the stream, and just drink water, and just drink copious amounts of water, and it will get rid of the virus and bring them back to health. And guess what? The disease ingrains itself into the brain, into the spinal column, into the whole nervous system, that it makes you don't want to go near water. And even if you try, it physically clamps your throat shut. So you cannot drink, or even for other people to help you to drink. Now, how do I compare that to black people and being like rabid dogs? The white man did that. The slave masters did that to black people. And I'm going to tell you now how it's done. When the slave master took Africans from Africa, one of the first things that he gave to the black man was his God. Yeah, I know someone ready to leave now. Yeah, rabid dogs can't go near water. Can't go near water. Even though water free. Am I getting somewhere now? Once he gives you these teachings, they permeate your mind to such a degree where anybody come with anything else that can cure you of that disease called religion, it causes you to reject it outright. Your body, your mind, your total psyche goes into spasm. You hate anybody who tries to help you. Oh, I'm coming to the politics side of this, There are two elements to this, so don't leave yet. Because remember, I've always said on this channel that politics and religion are the two most pervasive forms of mind control. But may I deal with the religion first. But the best is yet to come. Let us continue. Once you take up with a religion, facts no longer matter, logic no longer matter, common sense no matter, evidence no matter, objective reality and reason do not matter. It's all about faith. But I'll say one thing. Things that are true do not require faith. You don't need faith when you're going to sit on a chair, because chairs have existed for thousands of years and people have been sitting on them and the chairs don't break away. You don't need faith when you go out on the street and walking on the sidewalk. Sidewalks are real. And you have never known of sidewalks breaking away with people. So it requires no faith. Faith only is required when you go into a dark room that you have never been in before. And you have the wishful thinking that there's a bag of gold inside there, that you're going to go in there and find. Now that requires faith. Faith is not required for anything that actually exists. So the fact that you say you're relying on faith means that you have no facts, you have no evidence, you have no proof, you have nothing. It's just a brain fart. So the slave masters, who are still the slave masters, gave you the religion. And who they make sure give it to? They make sure give it to the woman. Because the woman have the baby, and she have the baby, she going to bring up her baby within that religion. So, just like the rabid dog, the virus perpetuates itself by preventing you from drinking water, which would destroy it. And then it urges you to get violent and go bite somebody else, so that when you're dead, it can continue to live in another creature. Yes, rabid dogs are also vicious. But when I talk certain things that goes against the psyche of the individual who has had this virus instilled in them by the slave masters, them get upset with me. Them get angry. They get personal. And instead of attacking the message that I put out, them attack me. Why? When you stand on a foundation of truth, the foundation you stand on is beyond reproach, cannot be attacked. So attack the individual who is standing on the foundation. Now, let's move to the political aspect of it, because the politics is totally mixed up with the economics. I don't know if you guys notice, but if you notice, oh, I'm talking to my top 1% because I only leave by now. And if you are here we're at this 10 minutes going into 11 minutes of this video, then you belong in my top 1%. But you notice that the slave masters no longer using religion. Oral Roberts dead long time. Billy Graham dead long time. I must just one real strong televangelist less now, and a one name was Gerald Austin or something like that. All the televangelists who are robbing black people blind these days are black men. From Creflo Dollar to the rest of them. Who no name them? Who no remember them? I think only Pastor Jennings, I would say, is an exception to the rule. Now, why has the slave masters abandoned religion in their own life and stopped even using it as weapons to keep the black people oppressed? It's because he move on to greater things where can get him more money. He no longer needs to be going on a pulpit and take phone little tithes. So him hand that over to your same black people and leave him to use religion to oppress you. So, what has he moved on to? What has the oppressors, white oppressors, moved on to? Now that him leave your own black man to oppress you. He has moved on to geopolitics. He knows that since black people in Africa are spending most of them times in church, not doing studies, but them have them own black Africans who I take them little pittance and I tell them to wait upon God while the white man bribe the president of these countries to give them their mineral, their gold, their diamond, their ivory, their manganese, and all those and all that long list of minerals that are mostly used today to make weapons and to make cell phones and are essential to modern technology, including spacecrafts and satellites and solar powered instruments. So while in a church I praise for them God that them reject, them I take out on a mineral underneath on a foot and gone. And them don't even bother with it with that again. And then so if they are not using the pastors to oppress you or to keep you enthralled or entrapped, what are they using now? Well, they use CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, BBC, DWTV, which is in Germany, and all these other means of feeding you information that can make them rob you blind and you still not see. Now, what prompted me to be saying all this Sunday morning? It is because of a video that I made 3 days ago where people came down on me hard. And some of these people are people that I consider to be intellectuals, people who I think should be aware of what is going on in the world and what is happening and have a geopolitical savvy above and beyond the ordinary. Yet such people are so dumb of the reality that is currently happening in Ukraine that they actually think the situation is the opposite of what it actually is. Why? Because today the weapon of choice these days is CNN and all the other broadcasting channels where that brings forth these type of news. And these people, like blind rabid dogs. And these black people across the world are supporting the enemy, supporting the cause of the slave master, and don't even know that they're supporting the cause of the slave master. And when I try to wake them up, just like how when you're giving a rabid dog free water, you get total rejection, you may even get hostility. But at the very least, you're going to be put down outright without even any one of these people who are inflicted with this self-perpetuating virus. They will not stop to listen. They just close their ears. Now, this is how brainwashing works. Feed people with things that pervades and totally infects their minds, that will make them reject anything outside of what they have been fed. And now I'm going to call 3 names, or is it 4, of seemingly intelligent people who are detractors of my message that Putin and Trump are the good guys. And I gave them a challenge. From yesterday morning and up to this blessed moment, not one of them has responded to the challenge. But then again, perhaps this virus of misinformation from the slave master have so deeply penetrated their minds to the point where they would have seen that thumbnail and outright reject it. Because that is how, when you infuse certain information virus inside people's mind, even seemingly intelligent people will outright reject it. And the thing is, it just like the rabid dog who reject free water, which he can just go at the stream, go drink, is same way these people make a choice to deliberately not listen to what I have to say, even though the information I'm giving them is free. And this is why the misinformation and the reason why we as black people will have subjected ourselves to this self-perpetuating virus that have been imposed on us from slavery days by the black man. And why I think we will always remain at the bottom of the social and economic and technological rung of the human ladder. And I think this is forever. Because I can't see enough black people wake up even in the next 100 years that would make a difference to us. Or is it that because of the questions I ask and them go research it and them shame to come back and come say, boy, me sorry, me wrong. But Aki Eater, you in particular, me want to hear from. I want to go live with you and show the world so you know what you're talking about. And anybody, call me on this number and go live with me and tell me say you know what you're talking about. Anybody, I challenge anybody on the face of this earth to go live with me and tell me where Putin is a bad guy and where Trump and Putin are wrong for trying to stop the war. I await this challenge from any human being. As I said before, when you stand on a foundation of facts, your facts will never be attacked. You will be the target. So come now, come and attack my facts.